Well, since I've kind of been behind on my channel and all of the happenings going on in my video gaming life over the past few months, I figured it was time to do a small pickups video. Now, I kind of mentioned it in my Iceland travel vlogs, traveling with the Switch 2 situation, that I haven't really been playing or buying a lot of games this year. It's been a very low buy year this year. Now, the Detroit Retro Game Show is next week, so that's probably going to change very, very soon, depending on what the show has for me to buy. But I figured I'd catch us up to the current date on my Switch 2 and Switch titles. There aren't many, to be honest. But yeah, I figured let's get us caught up to date, so that way once we get to the game show, we're basically starting off with a whole new slate. Hi everybody, my name's Alex, aka Quality, and welcome back to the channel. I'm not gonna lie, I'm recording this video pretty early in the day, so if my voice is really low, that's why. It feels low. It feels very gravelly and almost sicky, but that is the cold fall weather and the early morning that's doing that. So as I said, there's not a ton, and to be honest, when I was grabbing games for this video, I was like, what have I already talked about? And I've actually talked about most of these in some extent, not all. There's still a few things that you haven't seen yet that I haven't talked about at all, so we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do it. Now, starting off with a game that probably a lot of you watching this channel have already beaten. This game came out in the summer. I have barely scratched the surface of this, but Donkey Kong Bonanza, I don't think I've really talked about buying this game or playing this game too much on the channel. I did buy it on release day, I think. Yes, on release day I got it. And the whole plan was this was going to be my streaming comeback game. That was the plan with this. I did one stream and then I haven't played it since. I also haven't streamed since, so I mean that can kind of tell you the state of the past few months. But we're getting out of it. We're getting out of it. We're getting back to content time and video gaming time. It's very exciting. However, I don't know if I'm gonna keep playing this on stream. Now that we're getting into the holiday season, that is really the time that I start playing and yearning for platforming games like this. I have a lot of memories playing like Super Mario Galaxy during Christmas time, or Mario Wonder was my game like a few Christmases ago, and that was a blast. So I feel like Donkey Kong Bonanza is probably going to have that kind of influence in my life, but I've heard nothing but fantastic things. I know there's DLC coming out for it, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I love it that much yet to pick up the DLC, but I've heard fantastic things about this game. I'm going to beat this before the end of the year. It's not that long of a game. I know I can do it. I just need to kind of commit. But right now I'm really stuck in the last game of this pile, which we'll talk about. But Donkey Kong Bonanza is coming back into my playing time very, very soon, but let me know how you felt about it. I feel like a lot of people really loved this game. Next is a game I have played a little bit more than Bonanza, and one that it's a much more casual game, so I haven't really been spending ample time playing it, but one that I've been really enjoying, Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar. And not only do I have this physical version of it, I also have the premiere version, which I'm a big Story of Seasons and Harvest Moon fan, so anytime they come out with like a premium edition, I try to get it. I've only actually been successful in that twice so far, but that's still 2 times, right? In previous premium editions that Story of Seasons have done, it's been usually a cloth poster and a plushie and the game. This one is way more juiced up. In fact, I will open up the box. The box is also 10 times nicer. Like, this is the box for Another Wonderful Life. Like, it's just kind of a normal bigger special edition box, I guess, but this one, the one for Grand Bazaar, this is like, look at this. It's, well, if I can get it open. Oh, it's like a full box. It's so fancy. So yeah, there is the cloth poster, of course, which I haven't even opened. I don't really display these. I don't really have the space. Maybe someday I will, but like my Wonderful Life one is still in this box in the wrapper as well. I do have all the plushies out already, but yep, so there's that. And then there's a soundtrack, which is awesome. I love video game soundtracks. If I had unlimited funds, that would be another kind of collection I would get into, is video game CDs and vinyls and stuff like that. But this was a really, really cool freebie. I love when they include a soundtrack in a special edition. It just makes it feel so much more worth the extra money. So yeah, I don't know if this is the entire soundtrack, but that's a huge listing. So, and the music in this game is really good. It's very, very like sweet and fun and relaxing. And then an art book. Obviously, it's not like a super crazy fancy art book like in the collector's edition for, say, Tears of the Kingdom or anything like that, but an art book is always appreciated. I love seeing all the character designs. You get little extra bits of information about the characters in here too. It's just very nice. I'm a big fan. I think it's very, very, very cool. You get all the animals. Like, look at all of this. Look at all this. This is so pretty. And of course, the most important part, this was the plushie for the special edition. Highly important. Highly, highly, highly important. Very fuzzy. I love it. It's one of my favorites amongst the ones that I have for all of the Story of Seasons games that I bought. But yeah, very, very good premium edition in my opinion. I think you can still get it. Kind of the nice thing about like the Marvelous releases is they have a pretty good amount of the premium edition. So I think if you really wanted to, you can still get it. I think you might even still be able to get it for A Wonderful Life, but don't quote me on that, I don't know. But yeah, Grand Bazaar is great. I've said it before, I've never played the original Grand Bazaar on the DS. That's actually one of my hunting goals at the Detroit Retro Game Show, is to be able to get one of those, so that way I just have it and I'm good. But this is so much fun. Setting up your little market and doing the market stuff. Honestly, I didn't think I would like it, which is why I didn't get it as a kid, but playing it now, I'm like, oh, this is addicting, because I just want to be the best salesperson I could possibly be. But the aesthetics of the game are really pretty. The characters are super cool. The character art, as kind of shown in the art book, is gorgeous. It's so, 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 so nice. And yeah, I've still barely scratched the surface. I'm still in spring because, again, a different game came out that I've been kind of devoting my time to for right now, but this has been just a nice, like, all right, if I'm feeling it, picking it up, playing it, just as like a Story of Seasons game should be to me, in my opinion. Sometimes it's really fun to like totally just devote hours and days to your farm, but it's also really nice just to have a game to pick up and play when you just need something just to chill out for a few hours or even a few minutes, and this is definitely one of those games. So very happy to have this in my collection. I can't wait to get back into it and really, really develop my farm. A game I did briefly mention in my Iceland video that I picked up last minute thinking maybe I was gonna play it on the plane and I never did. Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles. I am so excited for this game. This is definitely going to be my next game because I have been wanting Final Fantasy Tactics for so long. I played a version of it on the PSP back when I was a kid. Absolutely loved it. And I'm a big fan of tactics games in general. So I'm very, very excited to get into this. My mom's actually been playing it. She bought it herself and she loves it. She also played the version on the PSP, so this was another highly anticipated title for her as well. But she's been really, really enjoying it. In her review, she says there's a lot of like quality of life updates, and there's just so much more customization that wasn't in the version that we played. So I'm really excited. It seems like every single day I go on Twitter, somebody I know has beaten this game, and I want to join the ranks of those individuals. Like, I am so ready to get into this. So this will definitely be my next game, but let me know, have you been playing Final Fantasy Tactics? Did you enjoy it? Did you beat it? How do you feel about it? I'm so excited. I think this version also offers the original version of the game and then the new kind of experience. I don't really know what that means. As I said, with me kind of not having played a ton of games this year due to life getting in the way, I haven't really been keeping up with the gaming news and gaming specifications of the games that are being released. I buy them and then I hopefully maybe play them currently. Again, we're getting back to form. We're getting back to form. Don't be mad at me. Regardless of what this experience is going to be like, I'm very excited to get back to Final Fantasy Tactics. Now, this was a spur of the moment purchase. It's a game I've wanted for a while, but one that I didn't pick up when it came out earlier this year because my local GameStop only had the Switch 2 keycard version of it, and I wanted the Switch 1 version of it, and that is No Sleep for Kaname Date. I love AI the Somnium Files. I have only played the first game, and in fact, I say this every time I talk about this game, it is the only game that has ever totally crashed my Switch. Between No Sleep for Kaname Date and the Nirvana Initiative, the other like kind of sequel to the first game, people have been like, don't get it on the Switch, but I need to have all of the same games on the same console, otherwise my brain freaks out. So that's what we did. But No Sleep for Kaname Date was on sale, and I kind of debated if I wanted to play Nirvana Initiative first or this, because chronologically, this is second. This is kind of like an in-between bridge between the first and the second game, but Nirvana Initiative came out first. So I grabbed this though because one, it was on sale, It's a shorter experience than Nirvana Initiative, and the internet said it doesn't really matter. So I grabbed this, and I'm really excited. This is going to be another one I'm really going to try to squeeze in this year. It's only, I think, like 14 hours, much shorter than the first game, which is kind of nice. But we have Kaname Date coming back, and Aiba, and Iris, and whoever this character is, I don't know. Once again, I don't really know too much of the plot, other than it seems like Iris is in space in a bunny girl costume, and that's all I know. That's all I know. But yeah, like the back quite literally says Iris abducted by aliens? Like, so what does that mean? What the heck does that mean? But yeah, if you love mystery and storytelling games that also just have this very unique and silly blend of humor, the AI Somnium Files games are so good. The first one is just a masterpiece. I love it so much. So I'm really excited to get into this one as well and revisit all of these characters. And finally, the game that has been taking up pretty much all of my time recently in terms of whatever time I have for video games, Pokémon Legends ZA. Now, I honestly love this game so far. There was a lot of mixed feelings about it when it first was announced, and also throughout all of the trailers that have come out for it over the past several months. But diving into it, I've really been enjoying myself, honestly. The gameplay loop is really fun, having to go and be in the battle zone, compete there, having the day-night cycle where you kind of have to like plan out your time of, okay, during the day I'm gonna go do all these side quests, or I'm gonna go like catch these Pokemon because they only show up in the day, and then the night kind of dividing your time between, oh, well, this Pokemon only shows up at night, so I have to go to this wild zone, or doing the battle zone and getting your points, all of that kind of stuff. I really like that loop. It really, really, really just kind of sits well with me for some reason. I'm not that far in it. I mean, I've played like quite a few hours, but like I keep getting distracted by side quests, so I feel like I haven't really progressed the main story all too much, but that's kind of okay. I feel like that's how a lot of people have been playing this game, and it's kind of how it should be. I think a lot of people were concerned that having Lumiose as the only location in the game, as opposed to Arceus, where you had basically like different sections of the overall region, it felt like a very big game. Lumiose still feels huge, like really, really, really big. But still, I'm still finding NPCs and side quests and items and random little scaffolding courses that I haven't seen before. So far, where I'm at, I'm not getting bored of anything that's happening in the game. And so far, the story is really interesting too. It's not like anything mind-boggling. Like, we have our mind-boggling Pokemon stories, don't get me wrong, but this is definitely more like straightforward but intriguing enough that I'm like, okay, I really do want to know what happens. We have a few familiar faces like Az and Eternal Floette, but then we have this new cast of characters that all have their own kind of mysteries as well. So I don't know, I'm really, really enjoying it. How do you feel about it? Again, I feel like this was kind of a controversial title. The Switch 2 version also runs fantastically. I haven't had any issues whatsoever. The game is smooth. It looks really, really nice, actually. You can go inside buildings. Everything loads. It's very good. I like it. This isn't a Scarlet and Violet thing where everything is not good looking and runs horribly and makes my Switch want to explode. This game is running pretty darn well, and I've heard good things about the Switch 1 version as well. I only have reference for the Switch 2 version, but yeah, so I'm really enjoying it. Let me know how you feel about Legends ZA as well, because I'm really curious. And that is already it. I told you I didn't have a lot for this pickups video. It's been a slow buying year. Part of it, I think, if I'm truly being honest, one, aside from all of my personal shenanigans over the past few months that we're now really coming out of, I just really have been trying to hold back in spending a ton of money I don't need to spend right now when I have so many other games. Obviously, I picked up some of the ones that have been coming out that have most interested me. But obviously, like Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD Remake wasn't in this pile. There's a few other things missing that I wanted to pick up but just haven't picked up yet. And it's, on one hand, I'm getting hardcore FOMO, but at the same time, I have to do what's financially responsible for me as well. Plus, we're getting into the point where, one, the Detroit Retro Game Show is next week. Actually, by the time this video is online, it's in a few days, so if you're in the Detroit area, go to the Detroit Retro Game Show. It's a fun time, lots of cool vendors, it's a great time. I'll be there. If you approach me and I say hi, I might be a little scared, but do it anyway because it's good for me. But it's a great show, and I'm definitely planning on spending quite a bit of money there. But we're also getting into the Christmas season, and so, you know, I usually end up getting a few games around then too. So it's kind of, right now, we're entering a slow pickups season. Once we get into the new year, I wouldn't be surprised if I end up getting a whole bunch of other new games and stuff, but we'll kind of get there when we get there. I think another big part of why I haven't been buying so many games this year is because of the whole Switch 2 keycard situation. Like, yeah, most games have been coming out on Switch 1 and Switch 2 if it's a keycard, but then it's been harder to get the Switch 1 version of certain games, like No Sleep for Kaname Date. I went in the day it came out, and my GameStop didn't have any Switch 1 copies. They only had the key card, which really super duper sucked. But it's fine. That is unfortunately, I think, something we're going to see pretty often, which is kind of lame, but it has been kind of helping me slow down in buying games and thinking, okay, I either have to order this on Amazon or I have to be patient until it comes in stock, so I might as well just not freak out and buy it right away. That's what happened to me with Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake, is because I couldn't find it physically anywhere to go buy in person, and I didn't pre-order it. That's my own fault. But so I was like, okay, so if I wanted to have it for this video, I was gonna have to wait filming this video, and I didn't really want to do that. So it's kind of like picking and choosing my own battles here in terms of, I want these games physically, but how pressing really is it to buy it right this very second? So we'll kind of see. That's going to be a new balancing act as we go through this new era of gaming, and yeah, that's all I'm going to say about it now, because yeah, the keycards definitely have been a little disheartening to me when it comes to physical collecting, so that's kind of where we're at with that. But yeah, regardless, my life right now is all about trying to find that balance between doing the things that I love, like playing video games and collecting, and work, and my relationships with the people I love, and all of that. And the past few months have been very hard to do that, to find that balance, but I think we're finally getting to a point where I can again, so I'm really excited. And even though this pickups video was a little on the smaller side, I wouldn't be surprised if between the Detroit Retro Game Show and Christmas and getting into the new year, where I will have a new lease on life, or at least a little bit like we all do at the beginning of the year, we'll probably have a much bigger haul coming soon of a much bigger variety of games for the collection as well. But that's gonna do it for me. Let me know, what are some of your most recent pickups? Any games that had kind of been sitting around for a little bit that you didn't buy right away but decided to just randomly buy? I'd love to know what is on your radar for upcoming releases. Tell me everything. And if you like this video and like the vibes here on this channel, maybe consider subscribing. It would make me very happy. We're so close to 10,000 subscribers, which is like an insane milestone. I don't get it, but thank you. I really appreciate that. That's incredible. And also maybe like the video if you do like the video. It really helps it out. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you all at the Detroit Retro Game Show. That's going to be the next video for sure on the channel, and I'll see you then. Goodbye. Boop.